Good morning, South High School. This is Mr. Formalo. It is time to start preparing for second semester schedules, and to do that, we need to work through the process of conflict resolution. Many of you remember this process from September, where we will need to take some time as students and staff to work out the conflicts that we have in our schedule. With confidence, I feel like we've done a pretty good job with the change in our schedule, with where we've moved homeroom and lunch, and that we are in a much better place in terms of hopefully reducing the conflicts for you, most specifically to the fact that everyone is going to get lunch. So we don't have to worry about where we're going to eat or how we're going to eat each day. That conflict has been removed, but we still need to deal with the conflicts that we will have between classes, class conflicts with one another. Conflict resolution and Red Wing Activity Day are both going to be on the same day. Next week, Wednesday, January 13th, 2016. We will have the conflict resolution set up in the Red Wing gym, and it will be set up by department and by PLC so that you can talk with your teachers for which you have conflicts. We will be notifying you students with a conflict resolution form the Wednesday of conflict resolution day so that you know what signatures or which teachers you need to talk with in order to get your conflicts approved and at least develop a plan for how you're going to manage those conflicts. All students are required to attend school on this day. In addition to the conflict resolution, this is a great opportunity for you to use downtime that you have to start studying for your exams, finishing up the things that you need to for the semester, and also being a part of our all-school reward and celebration that Mr. Costell has been working with you on. So that piece, all students are required to attend school. We will also be having the presentation from Student Council on It Can Wait, a presentation on the dangers and hopefully the pledge that you will make to not text and drive. One of the things that we want to do is give you a head start on schedules. As of right now, schedules are not available for you to look at, but they will be in the next coming day or so for you to look at your schedule and to start thinking about how you want to manage your conflicts. It may involve wanting to talk to your counselor to make a change altogether, or start kind of talking with teachers about how you might be able to work through some of the conflicts that you have. Knowing that we have changed our schedule in midstream, it does create some problems for us in terms of making everything work, especially pertaining to classes that you have for a year that you may have had a first semester with that class with no conflict, but now may have to navigate a conflict in the second quarter. So to start looking at your schedule, remember real quickly how to log in. Go to the South High School website, and when you get to the website, you are going to go to the Student Life icon, which when you click on it, it gives you two options. You're going to want to go to the student information piece. And when you get to that student information page, when you click on it, all of the login information is right there on the bottom as well. So just that reminder that in the first screen that I will show you, your login is going to be your 2-digit grad year plus your 6-digit ID number, and your password is your 6-digit date of birth. So if you were born today, it would be 01/05/16. Once you've got that information in, we'll take you, this would be the screen where you'd get that initial information. And then the second screen you will get will be like this. And many of you know this already, just a quick review. You would click on the student information icon, and it will take you to this login, where all you're simply doing at this point is putting in your 6-digit ID number and your 6-digit date of birth. So you don't need the grad year at this point for your username. When you get into this point, you will then be able to see your schedule. And here's an example that I will show you. All right, so when you're looking at your schedule, just a few things that I want you to be aware of in terms of trying to figure out what you got going on. There's various things that you will see. The first thing that I want to point out is everything that's colored are your classes. As mentioned, you can see that you'll have your homeroom and your lunches will be already in your schedule for you. And all the various colors are the color of your class. The same color would be for the same class. Where you see the blank space, all the gray matter, if you will, in your schedule, please know that this is where we will be filling in after conflict resolution, your privileged study hall in the Commons, or your guided study hall in room 271, and your resources in the various resources throughout the building. So know that that space will be filled in. There will be other processes that will be communicating to you after conflict resolution regarding junior, senior release, and opportunities for freshmen to petition out of resource, all of those other pieces that we'll continue to talk about as we move forward with the second semester scheduling process. When looking at your schedule, you're going to see a box, and I'm looking at this English 6 box. This is a junior schedule. If I simply just put the arrow over English 6, you will, when you are on your schedule, that is going to give you some information about who the teacher is, the room number, and whatnot. And the X is an indicator that this would be your teacher of record, that this would be the class that would be graded. So for this student, their teacher on Monday for English 6 is their grading teacher. Their teacher on Monday for advanced algebra is their grading teacher, and so on and so forth. The other piece, now this is what we're really working on, is that conflict piece. And many of you are familiar with this from first semester, but not everyone had a conflict, so it's worth going through again. Where you see red boxes, wherever you would see this dark red box, anywhere in your schedule, whether it be a 1 mod, 2 mod, 3 mods, or 4 mods, that is an indication of where you have a conflict. So for this student on Tuesday, they start mod 5 in American Civics, but then they have a 2 mod conflict with English 6. So this is what you need to decide on what you want to do. So you can look at some of this and make some decisions about how you want to handle that conflict with the teacher. We'll be able to go in much more detail on that during the homeroom before we go into our conflict resolution with our teachers, but just to be aware that this is what you're looking for in your schedule. Now, if you're looking at your schedule and you only have a 1 mod conflict between a class, that doesn't need to be approved. What you need to have approved by teachers is anytime that you have a 2 mod conflict or more for that class for the week. So if I have a 1 mod conflict between American Civics and English on Tuesday, and then also have another 1 mod conflict with Civics, then I would need to talk to my Civics teacher about how to manage that conflict, since there's 2 mods of conflict, if that makes sense. So anytime you have 2 mods of conflict for a class, that is where you would need to work that out with your teacher. So when working that out with your teacher, this is where we revisit some of the ideas and choices that you need to have. So when you have that 2 mod or greater conflict, the teacher may distrust you, that you're going to manage it on your own, and that you're going to come to the classes that are most meaningful, well, not necessarily most meaningful, but what's happening in that class is going to take priority over the other course, where you might have a test or a quiz that you need to get to it on time, or you need to leave early to get to another class for something else. Your teacher may choose to ignore the conflict and not have an expectation for you to ever come to that class for that mod, at which case you would always go to the other class on time. You can alternate your conflict from week to week. You could split the total conflict. You can only split conflicts that are 2 or more, meaning that you would leave a mod or 2 mods early to get to the other class. The other option is to back schedule the number of mods you missed with your teacher, or within the resource. So if you're going to miss 3 mods of a class, you would then schedule 3 mods of resource to be able to check into Haiku, or at least be in face-to-face with the teachers to get the information that you have missed. And there will be some instances where a teacher may say, no, this is just way too much for us to navigate or to work on, at which point we will need to work with you, your teacher, your counselor, to see what other options we have to help you continue with that class, especially where it's a year class that we would be needing to work out a conflict on. So your schedule should be available to you in the next coming day. When you start looking at your schedules, and as you have questions, use that time to start talking with teachers, your counselors, your parents, to start thinking about how you want to manage your second semester schedule. Thank you.